Hello ability powered gamers, welcome back for another short guide video. This week we talk about a topic that can be a little intimidating for some gamers with challenges: raiding. Raiding can seem overwhelming for any impaired gamer, but don't get discouraged. Here are my tips to get you into action. If you would like a more detailed description on each tip, check out abilitypowered.com. Tip number 1: include your raid leader. Openly discussing your strengths and weaknesses in a fight can let your raid leader adjust strategies to optimize your performance. If you're having problems running the stack on others, strategy may can be changed so the raid stacks on you instead. Communication is key. Tip number 2: rest between fights. A lot of the boss fights can last over 10 minutes, and those 10 minutes are normally filled with a lot of movement and mouse clicking. Arrange an agreement with your raid team to res you instead of you running back after every wipe. If the constant movement during the boss fight is overexerting muscles in your arms, your hand, or even just making your eyes tired, resting a few minutes between each pull can sometimes make a huge difference in your performance. In some raids, you can also arrange to ride along on someone else's mount if you have a long distance to travel. Not only will this give you time to rest, but it also helps on some mechanics between bosses, like the tornadoes on the bridges in Throne of Thunder. Tip number 3: have a raid buddy. Have one person in the raid that you can follow in situations where you have to move a lot or if you have to make a tricky jump. Set this person as your focus to target them quickly. The more your buddy gets used to your needs, the better you're going to work as a team. Tip number 4: know your class. By know your class, I mean really know what spec is right for you, which is not always what spec is best for someone else. Your strengths and weaknesses may make a suggested spec, or a quote top damage spec quote harder to play. Another reason really knowing your class is important is to know all the overlooked abilities that you normally don't really use when you're solo. Knowing when to use a defensive cooldown or a speed boost can really help in situations you may be having issues with. Tip number 5: know your enemy. Learning the mechanics of a fight ahead of time can help you prepare for any mechanics that may be difficult for you. You can go ahead and make out strategies for any areas you think you may struggle. Remember, the best strategy for someone else may not be the best one for you. While you're fighting a boss, be sure to pay close attention to timers, such as deadly boss mods. If you have any mobility issues, moving your character 2 seconds before time can make a huge difference in getting to where you need to be. These things help with my last point: prioritize your survival. Even if moving early slightly weakens your performance, surviving the boss's mechanics is more important. These are my overall tips for raiding. What other tips would you give your fellow gamers? Leave your suggestions in the comments below. As always, if you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can follow us on Twitter or Facebook. And we'll see you next time on Ability Powered.